What's going on, guys? Nice and trimmed up all over, looking pretty good in my opinion. But we're not here about my hair. We are here about an ECTO one. Um, so with the out the box stuff, or I'm sorry, in the kitchen video the other day, I realized I had been missing a whole month's worth of ECTO one parts, and then it came in out of order somehow. No idea how that happened. So I've got four, I believe, 15, 16, 17, and 18, I think, over there. I have to double check. It might just be 16 through 18. But it's like a jumper seat, more control panels, the slots that the gurney will ride on, and then, of course, the lighting and the sound box and all that kind of cool stuff. So I'm going to be doing the Vector 1 build today. Just get that stuff out of the way, and this is, of course, an update. Most of you are so far behind on this, it doesn't even matter. Well, to some of you anyways. But I'm probably going to time-lapse some of the build just to make life easier, and then update, each little chunk as I go. I do need to sort through that box. I need to make sure that I'm not missing one, or like it's in the room and I just kind of forgot it. I thought I put everything in that big-ass box. We'll see what happens. I still like my much bigger sortery thing here, except that it kind of allows for pieces that I already don't have, question mark. Well, one thing that is neat that I saw in the thing, I will eventually, by the end of this, be able to light up this guy. That makes me happy. Though one thing I find sad is like these little parking light warning light thingies here don't have lights, but the headlights and the, well, I thought the headlights in the fog lights would have something, maybe that sneaks a wire in there or something, I don't remember. We'll see what happens, but I'm excited about that. At very least headlights, right? And then I do believe that it has you, of course, once you get everything wired up, and with batteries, I do have my batteries ready to go, you have to test them. So that means I get to test horns, lights, and signals. Yeah. I also just remembered that this entire section here, sorry, I'm plugged in a second. So this entire section from the dashboard back is all sort of held in place by the steering wheel. So I put that all together just so it stores easier, but that entire floor of the vehicle, all that stuff is not in place because you have to run all the wiring and stuff underneath all of that. So it's just sitting there pretty much held in place by a screw that I don't think is the right screw for holding the steering wheel on. So like I said, time lapse, so that'll be fun. But first and foremost, I gotta dig through that box. I'm gonna have some Kong Skull Island on the television to get me through the next couple hours. I don't think this is gonna be too ridiculous until I get to the wiring section, but until then. All right, so what those steps did for me was make whatever the heck this thing is. So that's going to bolt in somewhere on the floor. And then also this jumper seat here and the phone right there. Now what annoys me is there's like no paint on these knobs or anything, so that kind of sucks. So the next set is these over here, which is more of random control boxes, and you can see here little knobs and stuff that need to be pushed in, control facers as it were, and then whatever the heck those things are. It looks like side bits in the back. So you can see here, this is like parts of it, and of course my batteries are there. The electronics and stuff is the issue after this. So yeah, so not everything really is bolting to the main body. I could realistically pull this out for the time being because almost everything is bolting to this. So, and then I do have a tiny bit of oil here. It really just makes all the screws go in a little bit easier, whether they're going into metal or plastic. Even though if you're doing it into the metal, it's a must. If you're doing it in the plastic, it's a maybe, but it helps even with the plastic. So let's move on to issue 17. Okay, so last couple steps got all of this guy together, and then all this, and then you added the back buffer areas, which also have speakers like that. And then you have all these controls and stuff like that. So that's kind of fun. Though what's funny is they leave you with one bracket left over. Don't need that. Okay, so I need to put, so I've been putting away any spare screws where they go. So next thing will be all of the electronics and such. This is the section I've been dreading the most. So I'm scared. I mean, like, there's some other BS to deal with, like the rails and things like that. And I dropped this on the floor. So here's the wires and such. They are labeled, but here's the thing. Whenever I did, where are they? The stuff that's in the dash, like these were all, every one of them mislabeled. It's kind of crazy, to be totally honest with you. So they're labeled by letter and stuff, but they apparently were not labeled correctly. But that's it for this step. And still I'm watching Harry Potter instead of Skull Island. For whatever reason, it kept crashing. So now I'm watching some Harry Potter. But let me get the seat. So everything that's gone on so far was this guy, these side parts, and this entire new control panel, whatever scientific nonsense this thing is. Pretty cool, not gonna lie. I digs it. So, moving on to all of the crazy stuff. Alright guys, so that was horrible. So these little rails here, these tiny little screws took everything I had, including breaking one screwdriver just to get it in there. So the one I normally use is, I believe, this guy, a little Phillips head. And it's not small enough, but I have this guy, and I think I've almost all but stripped it doing this. Like, and those aren't even 100% tight, but they'll work. God damn. There's a couple instances where I've had to use super tiny screws so far, and this was the worst because the pre-drilled holes are too small. Flat out. Way too small for those screws, so it was actually a struggle to get those in there. And these aren't hardened or forged screwdrivers, so damage was done. Hopefully I don't really have to do much more. I think I got all like 18 screws in there, however many it was. 20, so 20 screws in there. Hi. And was there anything else on this section? I mean, like this thing. Whoop-de-doo. So now it's, I guess, building up whatever other small crap I've got here. And then working on the electronics. Man, my fingers are killing me. So, like, this section right here is going to hurt for days. I'll tell you right now, it's already bruised. Boy, tired. My back hurts from leaning over. Alright guys, so you probably saw me struggling, but okay, so I had to figure out which way this entire wiring setup went. Because if you see here, it's only meant to go a couple directions. This goes in all four. So it shows clearly that 10 shorter wires coming this way, all the rest of the long wires going that way, which I think is another 10. And then these right here popping off to the back. But this, excuse me, this chip is not what they're showing. So that may have been what was intended. This is what we got. It is holy crap. Like just nothing like it. And you just see here just the spaghetti. And you know, they're labeled. God knows if that's even going to be accurate, to be totally honest with you. If that's that off, then it's going to be difficult. So now I've got to attach this to the body, like right here. I think I'll skip time-lapsing this stuff and just get it done. Okay, well that was kind of a nightmare. So I've got the wires run up front. This is not attached just yet. And that was horrendous. There's tape holding things down. Things are not facing the way they should. All kinds of mess. So this is going to come out over here. There's a screw hole here and then somewhere else. Oh, right there. So there will be a thing that holds the wires that come back to here. It's going to be a similar thingy up here where some wires are going to come up and connect all this. You know, presumably color match and letter match. It's been a nightmare. But for now, I need to screw all this together. Well, I got the wires all sorted. Everything plugged in up here. Oops. all of these guys plugged in here. Half of these are lights. The others seem to be switches. I don't know if these are for the door. If I had to guess, they would be. No idea. There's another plug there, so I'm not sure. The rest are back here and go around this way. Even you got the brake lights. I do have a problem though. This takes AAAs. I bought AA. Damn it. So that's as far as I can go with that today. At least I need to test the wiring out, make sure everything is good, and if something doesn't work, then I have to figure it out. But I love, so you have the master switch, which is here. Yeah, right there. I was kind of blind there. And then you have the on-off switch. 4 different things up there. The brake lights work with the brake pedal, stuff like that. So it's a mess, but it's close. I mean, like if I had this done with the batteries right now, I'd be good to go. Also, this took way longer than expected. I thought maybe 2 hours. I've been on it for 4. But I lost easily an hour just doing the wiring, so I guess it is what it is. But I'm a lot closer than I used to be. Now, there's a thing here. Hold on. There's another set of dealies. Where did they go? Oh, right here. So I guess these are props to like get it up off the ground. That's what it looks like. I'm gonna look at the book, because these look like they sit in the frame or something. But that would be kind of cool. You know, at least give me some room to work. When I say frame, like here, and then back here. So, well, that's gonna be it for this update. If nothing else, once I have batteries, I can do the rest, and then I'll wrap up with that stuff. Because some of these lights have to run up to the top of the car, so therefore you can't do that unless you have the body on there. So. Fun times. But I'll catch you guys on the next one, or I'll just continue this with those parts again tomorrow. I don't know, we'll see. All right. Day 2 of working on the last few steps of the ECTO, and it's going pretty well. So the wire spaghetti is back out. Sorry, very shaky cam. So I did go get the batteries that I needed so that we can turn it on. There's a couple lights. Okay, over here. So those are actually meant to be the dome lights inside the car. And then if I reach inside here and push this button, get the headlights, get the brake lights back there. And then what's cool, the brake lights work. It's also got some noises and such. Let me see here. That's supposed to be the engine starting, but it sounds terrible. There's also that noise, and then this. Now there's another button here on the dash that activates the rooftop lights, which is these, or what do they call them? There's a different term for them, but there's a way to do that. So what I gotta do now is wire up these things, and you see here, it's another little chipset here, and another switch. I'm not entirely certain. Oh, another thing that's really neat, I mentioned it, and I thought that's what it was. Let me see here. I gotta untangle things. I just gotta be careful, because like a lot of things. So these are actually the door switches. So if you were to push all 5 of them, the interior lights would actually go off. That's pretty cool. Now I just come back here, flip the switch off for now, and then I gotta figure out how to wire things up. I got the J and K wires here with the extensions they came with, and then I need the K, which is this one, and the J, which is this one. So those are extra lights. And I guess they'll go together. I don't know. So those will be next. And then, like, say you got these connectors. These wide flat connectors are for other things. For instance, like if you have a double set of wires like this. I don't know. Yeah, like these. So this is the M. So lowercase m, a set of lights. So these are going to be for the roof lights and stuff like that. Like these, as they're talking about. I don't know who's out there honking. Yeah, the Code 3 Force XL light bar. So that's this light bar. We're getting whatever this one is. We're getting a strobe light, and we're getting the deck lights. So yeah, gonna be strobing lights all over the place. I don't think I'll time lapse this because it's just gonna be a bunch of wire spaghetti. But when we get to building up the body and then even connecting the headlights to the bumper here, I'll film that. So. Okay, so that wasn't too crazy. So we got a red light and we got strobing blue and strobing white. And then over there, same thing. So that's cool. I wonder what happens if... I feel like they should strobe faster. Maybe I'm crazy. Okay, so once again, headlights. Need to go over here. So like this is the biggest problem, is making sure things don't get all tangled, and of course they do. So I gotta get this door switch out of here. Come on, get out of there. Alright, so run this under here. Alright, so door switches all go over there. Alright, turn that off. Save power. Now I'm doing whatever these are. So these should be the other lights. So that's in, plugs into in. And then we figure this out. Well, they come on. At least most of them do. Okay, so I've got 4 that work on that one. I've got one that doesn't work on this one. So the question is, why does that one not work? Could be soldered bad. Could be a bad LED. I don't know. I'll just leave it. But these aren't flashing or anything, so I don't know if they're supposed to do anything else. But that seems to be it. Wait. Okay, the headlights aren't on. I had not turned those on yet. Okay, so all the lights. What is M? I forget. Okay, so that did not come on for whatever reason. Plug the, guess that's L. And yeah, I've got that. I've got M plugged into M. Although it does not say why those would illuminate. Okay, so I've got a red, a yellow. Hold on. I don't have a yellow. I've got a red and a white. Maybe that's just how they show it. Oh, wait. Those are blinking now, too. Okay. Oh, yeah, I think those are opposite ends of the same flashy thing. So these don't do anything yet because there's still something else that needs to be plugged into them. Okay. Weird Christmas tree situation. But yeah, having one LED not working kind of sucks. Well, I'm basically done. I have no idea what's making that noise. Airplane, I guess. Either way, so there's the front bumper lit up. It's pretty interesting, and it's got these springy deals. No idea what they're there for. I also have a whole chunk of body. So one thing I'm going to try to do, I'm going to tuck the lights up and inside, and then put this down over everything to the best of my ability. Not going to be easy, but that way I can have for storage. And then, yeah, there's no instructions past this. Okay, I got 3 extra screws here for some reason. I don't know why that is. I would have thought like you had to screw that in from above. Maybe there's something to it, but so far, I'm looking so good. This is like the biggest singular step, I think, for quite some time. I like that they already painted all these inside edges and stuff. That's pretty cool. This was a pain in the ass, so screwing these 2 bits together was a pain in the ass. I like how this just fits in like one ugly kind of seam there. Part of me feels like I should put back the braces temporarily, but I guess if I'm going to set it on the body, it is what it is. By the way, I didn't point this out. You do get the dashboard lights up. I guess all the blue lights are on. So that is pretty cool. Let's see. What else can we get? That is a terrible noise, by the way. Okay, so I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to see if I can get the body on here. Okay. Well, I got the body dropped on there. It's slightly terrifying. Actually, I need to make sure all the lights are still working. Okay. So that's good. Okay, got red lights there, blue lights, brake lights. Here, look, you can see the brake lights are more obvious when they're not on. And of course, so that's cool. So this way, I mean, it's not bolted down or anything, it's just sitting there. It just gives you an idea of, like, without the lights and stuff, this is not a very tall car. I mean, it's still a big old Cadillac boat. I need to tuck all these wires away so they're just not hanging out. The bumper is not attached by any means. I just kind of set it here. I mean, that's essentially what's going to happen. The wire's going to get tucked up in there somewhere. Well, there we go. We got an ECTO, almost in a complete rolling chassis. Like, in theory, you could drive this, no problem, if it was real. Alright, but that got me where I wanted to go. So that's it for this section. I do need to figure out how I'm supposed to store anything past this issue, because it's like, what the heck, you know? Oh, what's next? Oh yeah, big chunks of body. So that's part of the fender well. I'm not entirely certain what that is. That looks like the underside of a hood or something like that, like the actual hood frame. A lot of work and super heavy, but thanks for watching this ECTO 1 update. You know, it'll probably be a couple months before I get the next one done, or maybe by the time you guys see this one after watching the previous ones, it'll be relevant again, I guess. Bye, guys.